Absolutely, nominated by President Ronald Reagan. Our John Roberts is in South Carolina in anticipation of tonight's GOP presidential debate. And John, I know earlier we were speaking and you were telling me that you are following tweets and various postings to this reaction of this sad news.
Yeah, good evening to you, Arthel. Obviously, the Twitter responses that we're getting are very short statements by the campaigns, but getting something more substantial in the way of press releases and emails back from some of the campaigns. Marco Rubio, senator from Florida, has just weighed in. Quote, "Today our nation has suffered a deep loss. Justice Scalia was one of the most consequential Americans in our history and a brilliant legal mind who served with only one objective: to interpret and defend the Constitution as written. One of my greatest honors in my life was to attend oral arguments during Town of Greece v. Galloway and see Justice Scalia eloquently defend religious freedom. I will hold that memory forever." Now here's the key here in Marco Rubio's statement. The next president must nominate a justice who will continue Justice Scalia's unwavering belief in the founding principles that we hold dear. Jeanette and I mourn the loss of Justice Scalia, and our thoughts and prayers are with his wife Maureen and his family. So that is now both Marco Rubio and Senator Ted Cruz, who have fired a shot across the bow of the Senate to say, do not let President Obama nominate, and have confirmed a replacement to Justice Scalia, because they know, obviously, that President Obama will nominate someone with contrary legal views to those of Justice Scalia and tip the weight of the court from 5-4 in favor of the conservative side to 5-4 in favor of the liberal side. And so they are telling the Senate, do not let that happen, which will set up a battle royale, I can imagine, between the White House and the Congress, as the president will definitely want to take this opportunity to put in place of Justice Scalia the justice of his choice. So we'll see how this plays out in the weeks and months to come. And we'll also see how it plays out, Arthel, in the debate tonight, because you can bet this will probably be, if not the opening question of tonight's debate, very close to the top. And all of the remaining 6 candidates in this Republican race will all have something very strong to say about what should happen next, Arthel.
And how do you think they will couch their argument, John, in terms of getting that message to the people? Of course, Justice Scalia having been an important person to the Supreme Court, but how do the candidates make sure they get their message across without being too inside baseball, so that Americans can understand specifically what it is they're talking about and wishing for?
Well, they'll frame it in terms of the issues that are very important to Republican voters, in particular conservative voters. Gay marriage, they'll talk about abortion, all of the other things that one would expect the conservatives would care about. So they will make those arguments. And I think that you'll hear Marco Rubio, he took it on the chin last week for talking about the Obama administration and how, in his view, the president wants to remake this country, not in the form that America has taken over the past couple of centuries, but more in the form of European countries, and say, don't let him do this to the Supreme Court. Stand in his way, block him. I'm speculating about that, but just knowing how Marco Rubio feels about these issues. Certainly Ted Cruz has talked about the importance of following the Constitution, so he will make very strong arguments in that particular vein as well. And you know, I've been with these candidates for a long time on the road now, and no one talks more forcefully in terms of the importance for conservatives of having a Supreme Court that adheres to the Constitution than Ted Cruz. So I think you'll hear some very strong arguments made in that on that front tonight, and in that form as well, appealing to conservatives that they are going to see all of the things that they hold deeply potentially disappear if the president has an opportunity to tilt the court 5-4 in favor of the liberal wing.
Okay, and John, stand by for us, as we will come back to you in a few moments.